Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grind some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in to the Film Guy Network on what day is it?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. On a fabulous Tuesday morning here in the studio. Don't know how or when this video caught you. Hope it caught you with a smile on your face. If not, over the next 30, 45 minutes, we hope to put one on there. Today, we got Whit Wheeks. We've been watching a lot of quarterbacks lately on this network. Figured I'd flip it over to the defense side of the ball. Now, I don't mean to stereotype nobody, Jonathan, but I say I got a white linebacker, wears a 40, okay? May or may not at one point been wearing a cowboy collar out there. Plays for LSU. He's from Oconee County. You're probably thinking gritty. Oh, yeah. Tough football player. Mm-hmm. Plays with the screws of his helmet.
Yeah.
Real violent, right? Yeah. Probably going to be a hit-sticking guy. Might be a little bit questionable of an athlete. Mm-hmm. Might get exposed out in space. That's what my stereotypical brain tells me. Whit Wheeks is the total opposite. Whit Wheeks, if anything, if there's any portion of Whit Wheeks games that need to get better, it's the box play. All the extended box play, all the being able to turn and run with wide receivers, closing ground, covering the full 53 and a half horizontally, running sideline to sideline. This is a great athlete. We're about to watch a really, really great athlete play the linebacker position with a lot of room to grow inside the box. Tremendous nose for the football, obviously, Jonathan. And the one stereotypical box that he checks, high effort. Guy plays with his hair on fire. All that good stuff. Excited to do this with you guys today, okay? We got a couple rules here around the network. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun at all today, you must subscribe. You excited to do this little defensive side of the football?
Yeah, been a minute since we've done one of these.
Yeah, we ain't flipped over to that other side of the ball. Let's do this. Excited to do this. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Yeah, it's a kid out of Oconee County, Jonathan. Oconee County here in the state of Georgia, known for the Johnson brothers and the Weeks brothers. Okay, Max and what was the tight end's name? The quarterback and tight end, the Johnson brothers, came out of Oconee County, and then the Weeks brothers came out of Oconee County, okay? Every other great D1 player coming out of North Oconee County, okay? At least over the last several years. North Oconee just pumping out these white dudes running sub 10.6 in the 100. Mm-hmm. Dallas Dickerson this class, Landon rolled in last class, mix of Kamari Brooks in there. Oconee County pumping out D1 athletes every year so often, or every year or so nowadays. All right. Hey, we love a little violence in the hands. Hey, Petey, we love a little violence in the hands. Watch Whit right here as we get a mandatory outside release from Caden Lee, another friend of the show. Now, as this hook curl defender, right, as we drop into this hook curl zone, if you will, want to get hands on number 2 if we can, okay? And if we get our hands on number 2, we better deliver, right? We better deliver a strike. Watch this. All right, we're going to reroute number 2 right there. We're going to get hands on, and we're going to have a little pop in our hands too and throw that wide receiver down on the ground, disrupt that timing, and ultimately lead to a forced throw down the field, okay? Love a little pop in the hands, man. Now, all right, you want to see what it looks like to have a textbook fit, in my opinion, by your 2 linebackers? I love to see, especially when we have multiple linebackers in the box, I love to see them fit the run fit identically. Okay, if they move in unison, it tells me that they've absorbed the same coach in the same way. Do we all agree? If I watch these 2 linebackers approach the line of scrimmage, approach blocks, read keys identically, look at that. They're in unison right there. And then attack the blockers in unison. I know they're coached identically, right? And they're absorbing that coaching. It's a good rep right here from 18 especially. But you see 40 on that backside. I'll tell you what, he plays tough as hell up here in the box, man. This kid plays tough as hell. Now, I bet he's playing at 230 pounds. Jonathan, I don't know what he's listed at. Will you take a peek at that for me? I bet he's playing at about 230 pounds, probably listed closer to 235, 240. but not a real thick football player, playing with a lot of grit and toughness. Also going to learn a lot about other positions today while we study the linebacker position, what to do and what not to do. What do we got on height and weight?
6'2", 225.
Yeah, see, thought he was playing about 230. So they list him lighter than what I think he's playing at. It's a lighter body anyways, okay? All right, let's talk about this run fit from this safety. Okay, we got to be slow to creep as a safety. We got to be slow to creep in the run game. We do not want to rush to commit in the run game because we're one bounce away from our last line of defense being cooked. Watch number 3 right here. We're going to get sucked way too far into the bottom of this run fit, okay? Now this ball's bouncing, and we've got no ability to recorrect ourselves. I'm going to spoiler alert here for you guys. On this channel, we got a Caleb Downs study coming up pretty soon. The most patient run fitter you will see at the safety position. We don't need to be over-rushing our commitments, okay? Because if we overrun the linebacker line of defense like he does right here, look, we're on par with the linebackers. We are the safety net. It's literally in our name. If we rush past that point, we're in deep shit. See it much better from the tight right here. Got to be slow. Can't be rushing the commitments there. Number 3. I also my opinion, LSU fans here in the chat today, you tell me if I'm wrong. I do not think LSU has been LSU good down here, apart from their 2 tackles, the last 3 years. That's my opinion. They don't have an elite high-end defensive tackle, or at least they haven't in the last several years. Number 4, who's off the roster now, he's graduated, was their best edge rusher the last several years. They do not have the elite defensive line and offensive line play that I have come to connote LSU football with. I personally, before Texas got here, Georgia, Alabama, and LSU were the standard for line of scrimmage play in this conference. Would you agree or disagree?
For sure.
I wouldn't even say during Florida's run, that wasn't line of scrimmage based. That was skill based. Urban Meyer was beating the hell out of people with great skill guys. All right, the last decade and a half, 2 decades of this conference have been dominated by line of scrimmage play, and they just haven't been good enough in the last several years, in my opinion. I mean, go watch that Alabama game for these guys. They're pitiful against the run. They're getting blown off the ball. Now, Lane absolutely cooked right here. This is Lane just being mean. Everybody but the safety. Look at this action in the backfield. This has nothing to do with anybody but Lane Kiffin. We got back on the left. We're going to direct snap the ball to the running back. We're going to give a bunch of motion and action like we're running truck toss to the quarterback, to the field, and then we're going to reverse run, pin, and pull back to the sideline. A magician, that Lane Kiffin. A magician. Look at Whit.
Yeah.
Look at Whit. Poor Whit right here. I think he's trying to read down block from the guard and tackle in front of him, but he can't quite see the pullers. Now, I'm going to tell you what, this guy is a tremendous pursuit tackler. There ain't no doubt about that. Here he is right here at the top of your screen. He can run and tackle now. I don't see him missing a lot of open field tackles either. Okay, you're going to see him cover a lot of ground really quickly right here. How much space can we close with the minimal amount of movements? That's the key, right? I love that we come to balance right here as well, out in space, right there. That right there is ideal positioning. We're tracking inside out, right? We're tracking inside near hip, out towards the sideline. That way we can make sure we can't force a cutback. This right here is playing the position, boys. All right, I think we get counter running back towards us right now. Yeah, get counter running back towards us. First of all, look how we're coming downhill right now, right? We've already decided we've got run keys in front of us. We got down block. We got pullers coming back towards us. Now, not only do we know that we need to fit this downhill right now, we need to know we need to be expecting contact, right? Expecting contact. This play as an offensive lineman, we're expecting as this backside tackle or tight end, I can't remember if they're running GH counter or regular GT counter. Let me get a peek at it. All right, this tackle right here, number 57, all week long when he runs this play, He's getting up to the second level, and he's meeting you 1 or 2, 3 yards past the line of scrimmage, unzipping his feet, hoping that you don't make a quick move one way or the other, that you run right down his midline, couple yards past the line of scrimmage. Whit Wheeks is about to meet him 2 or 3 yards in the backfield. Okay, there's I think Ford could probably do a better job hitting that in-man on the line of scrimmage, but boom, we strike that guy back behind the line of scrimmage, okay, basically in B-gap. All right, it's getting downhill, reading our keys quickly. Even if number 4 doesn't make this play right here, that play's got no chance to crease, does it? That play's got no chance to crease right here where we're designing it to. All right, when I see you drop like this, I know you not only understand concepts, you understand timing of the concepts. Okay, so let's get in here. He's going to drop from right here in this simulated pressure look to up underneath this vertical right here from number 3, actually. I drew that on the wrong guy. All right, for number 3, he's going to run a little seam shot right here. Now, he's going to turn and run, get up underneath it, and I want the whole class and the whole audience to realize at what point in this play he turns around and looks for the ball, because it shows me that he understands timing of offense right there. You see, I knew when to turn around, right? Not only am I dropping, I watched so many college, not just high school guys, I watched so many college linebackers just pedal, don't they? Pedal, staring at the quarterback. Instead of saying, down set hut, oh, it's pass. Let me sprint to my drop, find eyes on the concept, and then settle back underneath it when the quarterback's ready to throw. Watch this from the tight and realize, oh, crap, when that guy is ready to throw that in the progression, that's exactly when Wheeks turns around and denies the ball. Watch this right here, okay? Let's fast forward it just a little bit. Down to hut. We're doing this from the line of scrimmage, so you know we can gain ground. Right there, boom. That play's dead. He's got no opportunity to throw that football. And there's the read in the progression, right? It's the timing of when we want that set up, okay? Now let's rally to the football. That's a bad angle. It's a bad angle, 40. Praising you and giving you a little hate right there on the same play. Then the very next snap, he's down here in an extended, we'll call this a 3-and-3 on this channel, right? He's 3 yards up off of the tight end, and he's 3 yards offset of the tight end, okay? We call this a little 3-and-3 right here. Watch him come downhill, boom. All right, we're going to press out, extend our hands, stretch the point, get our hands free, and then stick. We love this rep right here from Whit. Come on, pre-scoring, run your feet. Run your feet pre-scoring. Is that how you pronounce that?
I believe so.
Okay. All right. We get God every once in a while. Now, this is the importance of not hopping when we play linebacker. Look at our feet, Jonathan. Watch how we're kind of hopping through this rep. You see how we're hopping, boom, and then we get over. We're over our line right here. We just showed you how to run that counter fit, right? Once you downhill in this crease, right, bending this thing backwards, all right? Once you downhill in that crease, sticking 85 right down his sternum, all right? But instead, we're kind of hopping around, and now we're at a bad angle, aren't we? Now we're at a bad angle. We're not down the midline of that human. We've picked a side because we've jumped over the actual ball point. Guess what? Now we're going to get kind of rolled over here, all right? So we don't want to be caught in bad body positionings in this here box. Got to eliminate that hopping. Now, what I do love about him, Jonathan, I love when I watch box players particularly. Box players, I love watching them be decisive, like playing the game with confidence. You see a key, you see something that you think is telling you something, and you jump on it now, like a doggone you know what. All right, so just jump on it. Go. Play decisive. Play with conviction like this right here, okay? He realizes once he starts getting extended motion, right, leave the crib motion right here, watch how quickly he realizes, oh, pass concepts, okay? Need to get right to the flat, but not only am I going to sprint to the flat, I'm going to put hands on number 2 right here on my way. All right, that's what it looks like to play with conviction and confidence, okay? Now we have outside leverage on this option route from this running back, and we're going to close ground really quickly. Watch this. Boom. Okay? But that initial conviction of, oh, film study tells me that motion means this. Watch how quickly he converts to pass and gets to his responsibilities, okay? Boom. Now I'm full sprint. Go. Boom. Get my eyes on number 2. Coach told me I got to reroute to help out my nickel corner, deliver that guy. Now I'm in the right phase to run with this little option route. Now, all right, this is some damn ball knowledge right here. Okay, here he is. All right, there he is in the box. Now, he's going to take his drop, and as he takes his drop, what's he going to do? He's going to snap his eyes on concepts. Okay, let's find some concepts. It's not just out here willy-nilly dropping into zones. All right, so watch him right here. Watch him snap his head around. Where's the concept? Oh, here we go. We got this deep over working towards us, so we're going to get in the hip, and we're going to run with it. Now, let's just imagine this guy, okay, could play DB half as well as this guy plays DB as a linebacker, okay? Because if this safety just took his drop and said, hey, what are they trying to do to me? Okay, what are they trying to do to me? We got this guy turning and running up underneath here, and we got that guy running into my deep quarters, all right, or my deep half, rather. Well, buddy, you need to turn and run with the post. Oh, we're late, aren't we? We're real late on turning and running with the post, aren't we? Can't just float into your zones, man. Look how deep, look how much further deep we are than these other guys that are on our same plane. You see what I'm saying? Zones meant to play like this. Levels and levels and levels. That's how we're supposed to play zone coverage. All right, so if someone is running out of that level or getting out of that level faster than everybody else, they're playing the zone a little bit better than everybody else. Like that right there. That play call is supposed to occupy that portion of the field and be a big explosive. Instead, they got to hit the post because the safety's not turning and running. Now, great linebackers are almost always great running backs in high school. I don't know Whit's background as a ball carrier. But the reason being, finding creases and finding space and understanding what's available and when things open and why it's opening, that's all. It's the same thing. You're just on the other side of the ball. Watch this from the tight right here. We're going to find this crease. We're going to close this space, and we're going to finish on the ball carrier right here as a linebacker, okay? I think we got power going back the other way. We got one guard pulling, okay? He's already got eyes on the pulling guard. Do we all see that? We got eyes through the guard's feet. Now we're going to run over to it. We're going to split the gap, and we're going to put our head across the body of the ball carrier. Now, do we overrun this a little bit? Yeah, I think so, okay? But that's the only way we're getting to the point, right? Boom. Got to be able to find creases and find space, okay? Now, I think there's a lot of room for growth in terms of the general strength category of this football player. I think our contact strength's not all that great. I think we can be a little bit more powerful when our pads strike, okay? Like this example right here. It's 3rd and 9, I think, right here. All right, so they're trying to pick up a first down. Wait, hold on. Wrong play. This just says just a really great mover. Let's watch this clip right here first. I think he's turning and running again. Yeah. Like, come on, dude. That's him running with Trey Harris. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's a high-end SEC receiver. Didn't he go for a rack 2 years in a row?
I believe so.
In this conference?
I think so.
Okay, that's a damn good wide receiver that they're trying to stress on the inside linebacker, and we're in that hip casually toting that thing vertically. So that's as good of a mover as we're going to find in the SEC on tape right there. Now, this is the play I'm talking about. We just got to be a little bit stronger on the point right here. It's 3rd and 9, okay? I think they're going to check this ball down to the tight end right there, okay? This right here, when we put pads on this ball carrier right there, 3 yards short of the stick, this cannot be a first down in year 3 of college football for us as a linebacker. Amen?
Amen.
I know he's a 245-pound tight end. I know it's a big son of a bitch, okay? But come on. We got to have some power in our pads right here. We can't get toted for another 4 yards. This note just says 8's got to make a play. Come on, 8. Come on, 8. Now, also, we can't be in this positioning, okay? We'll talk about Major Burns here in a second. You're a no-go. You're wrong. All right, but watch 40 right here. I think this is bad positioning. Anytime we're like this, just jumping and darting in. By the way, we hit nobody right here. Well, we hit the tackle who ends up hitting the defensive end, but we don't hit our assignment or a assignment right here, which is the split back, and then we fall down because we're overselling here on short yardage situations. Maintain your feet right here, 40. If anything, we want to run our feet and our hands through contact and then shed, right? We don't ever just want to launch ourselves into a blocker, even if we get there, which is exactly what he's intending to do, isn't he? That looks like a launch to me, Jonathan. Mm-hmm. Amen? Again, understands down distance formation personnel. It's 3rd and short right here. I understand what the situation is. I understand why we're selling out here for the run. I still don't like it. I'd rather you sell out with good fundamentals. I don't know what 8's doing right here. 8, we got to make this play. We got to make this play. Big squeaker, big tud. Now, Jonathan, when I saw this last night on tape, it was like, this offensive coordinator is a demon. This Lane Kiffin guy's a demon. Everything about this play tells me they might be going this way, right? Offensive alignment tells me they're going this way. All the bodies are on this side of the ball. And now we only got 1, 2, 3 defenders from the midline of the offense this way, don't we? Now, what would happen, I don't know, if they did this and then ran the quarterback over here? We'd be in deep doo-doo, wouldn't we? Mm-hmm. We'd be in deep doo-doo. This is what playing Lane Kiffin is, right? Oh, and then we shift it, make it worse. You know? Then we shift it, make it worse. Now we're going to get super counter back the other way with the quarterback. They're pulling 3 blockers, okay? And now we're in deep, deep trouble, okay? That's what playing Lane every year does for you, or does to you, rather. You're going to get some funky stuff, and the Q's legs are going to be involved in it. Poor defensive end kills that, or defensive tackle kills that running back, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. Get down, Jackson. Get down, Jackson. Hey, I think it's a tough-ass football player, okay? I really do. I think this guy's tough as nails. Watch him right here, okay? You said playing at 225, doing this to 300-pound lineman. Look at this. Watch him anchor right here, Jonathan. Look at this. You know, that's guts. That's grit. Okay? That's being strong as hell, too. But once you jack up an offensive lineman like this right here, you're a big, tough, strong dude. All right? And then roll them off and throw them on the ground. That's setting it up. That's turning it back to my teammates. Okay? Now, I love this about him, okay, as we tender swipe our way to our last play of the day. Okay? I love that he is athletic enough for them to get exotic, okay? For them to get really, really, really exotic. I think this is play 53 right here. I might have the wrong play. Oh, no, it's this 2nd and 37. 2nd and a damn zip code right here, maybe? Oh, it's this next play. What was I watching that I thought this was cool? Oh, I mean, it's still pretty impressive. That's Caden Lee out there. That is a 700, 800-yard receiver in this conference. It's an 800-yard receiver in this conference that is a slot guy. Okay, that's not a big physical tight end. That's a jitterbug. That's a water bug. That's a guy that's getting open really, really quickly and can route you up. And we, as a defense, here on 3rd and a zip code, are going to run basically cover 1 right here, okay? We're going to run cover 1 and put Whit Wheeks out there on Caden Lee one-on-one by himself, okay? And we're going to bring everybody else and get home on a pressure because no way we think we're going to leave Whit Wheeks one-on-one with Caden Lee unless he's that much of an athlete, right? Unless he can actually do that kind of stuff, which he can. Again, not to do the stereotype thing that we started off with, but I don't think you were expecting to see that type of athlete, were you, when you turn on Whit Wheeks tape?
Not at all.
Yeah, no, I wasn't either, okay? And again, 15 minutes from me up the road. You do the thing. You do the thing. White linebacker, wears a 40, his name's Whit, must be playing with grit and just toughness. Nah, that dude's winning with traits. That dude's winning with a lot of athleticism, and he's got a lot of room to grow, particularly inside the box. Hope you enjoyed it today. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.